It's very important to understand the basic concepts of algebra before we deal with problem solving, representations of real life problems as we translate it later on into mathematical expressions and then probably later solve them. So here, the task in practice exercise A is to simply determine the terms of this multinomial, the numerical coefficients, and the literal coefficients. As to why numerical and literal coefficients are very important, it shall be very essential later on in dealing with operations of polynomials. So we need to understand in each term, there is always a numerical coefficient, and there may be times wherein literal coefficients may or may not be around. Now, let's just look at this given here, and later on, let's determine what are the numerical and literal coefficients. So here is considered to be a multinomial because we have here a more than four terms. Of course, if we're going to reach later on unit number two, this is also considered as a polynomial. And then as to how do we determine polynomials or not, later on in the next videos. So we are to determine first the terms. So we have here one, two, three, four, five different terms. As to how do we know that there are five different terms, we can call them different or separate terms if the operation separating them is either addition or subtraction, just like this. These two terms here are separated by a subtraction. In short, they are different terms. And then we have here the addition, subtraction, and subtraction. Okay. But anyway, our concern again is determine what the terms are. So for number one, let's consider this term. Our term is 3x. So I'm going to copy here 3x. In this given term, we can separate this into two different coefficients. One is the numerical coefficient, and next is the literal coefficients. If we say about the numerical coefficients, it is actually equivalent to the constants found in the term. Constant, it stands for any numeric values because they are called to be constants because they do not change their value in any situation. So in this given problem, given term, the value here that do not change in any of the situation is 3. Y here may change its values from time to time. Well, probably later on we could say that x might be equal to 1, but not all the time. We can also say x may be equal to 1 half, x would be equal to -4, so on and so forth. In short, 3 here is the constant. This is our numerical coefficient. So our numerical coefficient for term number one is 3. After we have identified the numerical coefficient, the rest of the terms now, or the rest of the coefficients now, are considered to be our literal coefficients. As we know, literal coefficients are the variables found in each term. Variables meaning they're represented with symbols or most commonly letters. Hence the term literal coefficient. In this case, we have already divided this. We are sure that 3 is a numerical coefficient. In short, the literal coefficient here is x. This is your literal coefficient. So we need to place it here to complete our table. Our literal coefficient here is x. Okay. This is how we determine the numerical and literal coefficients for the first term. Now let's proceed to the second term. The second term here, okay, before we determine the numerical and literal coefficients of the term of the second term, and rather we need to determine what really is our second term. Some of you might say the second term, sir, is 2. Okay, because this is what is found here. Now, it is very important for us to be reminded that in the given polynomial, it is stated that it is read as 3x minus 2. Okay, for the first two terms. Now, when we say minus 2, we are taking away 2 out from whatever the value of 3x is. Okay, again, we are taking away 2 from whatever the value of 3x is. In short, 2 here is to be removed. Okay, but my point of saying that is that when we try to come up with the terms in every polynomial or algebraic expression, we always need to consider the operation before it. Now, the operation before 2 is minus or subtraction. We have minus 2. As for determining terms, this subtraction symbol here will become the sign of the succeeding term. So instead of determining or instead of saying that the second term is just 2, our second term is actually negative 2. Again, the terms take out the operations before it as its sign. When we look back at number 1, the first term is 3x, but there's no operation before it. We are now assured that it's positive 3x. So in short, that's why it's still positive 3x. But for the second term, we took the operation before it, subtraction, as its sign. That's why we have negative 2. So this is our second term, not just 2, but negative 2. Let's make it better. Now that we have determined the term, second term, we now go to what is the numerical and literal coefficients. As for this as our second term, okay, I already mentioned that the sign before it, the operation before it becomes its sign. So the constant or the numerical coefficient of this term is negative 2. Again, it takes the negative sign with the numerical coefficient. So our answer here, okay, is negative 2. As for the literal coefficients, as you can see, there are no variables placed beside the term which is negative 2 or 2. In short, there's no literal coefficients here. But you might say there are there are instances wherein there is a numerical literal rather coefficients here. We could further this talk about it later on in the loss of exponents because this might be also rewritten as negative 2x to the power of 0 or y to the power of 0 or a to the power of 0. In any way, they're all variables with exponent 0. Again, it can be better be explained by the loss of exponents later on. So again, the numerical coefficient is negative 2 and there is no literal coefficient here. So let's just say blank. Okay. Do not say, I will say, sir, none. Because if you will say none, you might saying that there are literal coefficients in terms of n, o, n, and e. Again, in algebra, every letter might mean a variable and may mean something else. So instead of saying none, let's say none, just simply right here a blank. Just a simple a blank. Okay. Now, third term. The third term is x. Right? What is the operation before x? Plus. Therefore, it takes as its sign. So it's still positive x. So or simply x. So this is our third term. Now let's determine the numerical coefficient. Well, you might say there's no numerical coefficient here, right? Because I only see a variable here. So we are sure that x is our literal coefficient. We are already sure because there are no other variables here. But how about numerical coefficient? If you will say there's none, then definitely you're saying 0. Well, let's say we write here 0. Take note that the operation separating 0 and x is multiplication. So 0 times x becomes 0. Okay, becomes 0. And it will not be the same as the given here. So definitely, the numerical coefficient here is not 0. But there is still a numerical coefficient there. What makes x as x with a numerical coefficient value? If you say 2, it's not the same with x. Again, if you say 0, it's not, it will become 0. The coefficient here is actually 1. Okay, again, there is one numerical coefficient here, there. That is actually the identity property multiplication. 1 times x, it's just x. So if there are no observable numerical coefficients, automatically that means that it has a numerical coefficient of 1. But again, we don't write 1. But we acknowledge that there is a numerical coefficient of 1. So we place it here in the table here. So again, we acknowledge that there is 1 here. So 1 becomes your numerical coefficient and x becomes your literal coefficient. Okay. Now, number 4. Number 4, the term is y cubed, but we take the sign before it. The sign before it, or the operation before it, is negative. In short, it becomes its sign. So instead of y cubed, it is now negative y cubed. This is also what we're going to place here, negative y cubed. As for finding of numerical coefficients, some of you might say, as long as I could see a number, aside from number 3, because automatically that means we have 1. But as long as I could see a number, sir, that means it's the numerical coefficient. So my numerical coefficient here is 3 because that's the number here. Take note, yes, number 3 here is represented as numerical figure, but this 3 here means something else. 3 is an exponent of y. This is actually the same as, okay, if we are going to use y cubed, y cube actually means there are 3 different y's multiplied to each other. As you can see, there's no numerical figure here. I mean, there's no a 3 here, but there are 3 y's. This means that a 3 here is not a numerical coefficient. Okay? It's part of the condensed form of 3 different, not three, 3 variables of y multiplied to each other. So what is our numerical coefficient here? Again, we take here what is the value of the numerical coefficient here. Earlier, we have noticed that in 3, there is automatically 1. So definitely, there's also automatically 1 here. But instead of just 1, take note that the operation is subtraction, or the sign of this term is negative. So it takes the sign of it. So instead of 1, instead of 3, our numerical coefficient here is negative 1, because negative y cubed may be rewritten as negative y, a negative 1 y to the power of 3. That is our numerical coefficient. As to our literal coefficient now, it takes the rest. When I say the rest, it is not just y, because you might say the literal coefficient is y. Again, there are 3 different, not different, sorry, there are 3 variables of y multiplied to each other here. So you could say that the literal coefficient here is y, and y. So this might be what you're going to place here, y, and y. Y. Okay? But we already have its condensed form in terms of an exponentiation. So our literal coefficient is y cubed. Take note, 3 is again a numerical figure, but it's not a numerical coefficient. It is actually part of the literal coefficient, the side wherein it means there are 3 different y's. So instead of just simply saying y, or rather saying y, simply write y cubed. And for number 5, again, it takes the sign before. So our term here is negative 4x squared y. This is what I'm going to write here. Negative 4x squared y. Okay. Negative 4x squared y. As for the numerical coefficient, take it up. This is your numerical coefficient. Your numerical coefficient is negative 4. Again, it takes the operation before as its sign, and the literal coefficient are what remains here because a term is just a combination of both. So we have x squared y. Again, the 2 here may be a numerical figure, but it's not a numerical coefficient. It's an exponent of x, which means there are two different x's multiplied, not different, sorry, I'm been using the word different. There are two variables of x multiplied to each other. So x squared y, or you could say x, and then y. So this is how to determine the numerical and literal coefficients of each term. As to why is this very important, when we is will be covered by later on by the operations, because specifically in addition or subtraction we cannot add nor subtract terms which have different literal coefficients. So we can only add terms with the same literal coefficients, or we call it like terms. And when we have found out which terms are like, in adding or subtracting, we only use the numerical. Anyway, it should be covered with a different video. As of this practice exercise, these are our answers. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Goodbye.